Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. I think we're gonna do a little Q&A situation. I'm gonna move around because I don't like this. There's like talking about equality, you know? I just wanna like step down and hang out. This is a beautiful space. Give it up for Savage Smith. Do we have any questions? Questions? Don't be shy.
Does the people you know person, do they know that you made this?
I think they're here.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, I wish they were here. But the question was, does the person who inspired me to create People Who Care know about what it has become today? Correct?
Yeah, like
Okay.
that hands up person.
Yes, because as I resigned from that position, I stated that I would be starting this in a month. It was a mic drop, yeah. It's definitely a mic drop. They were upset. It was pretty radical. I'm pretty radical. Ooh, I love that. Well, okay, so the question is, what do I want less of in my life and what do I want more of in my life? I think I want less negativity around the things that we cannot change, and I want more opportunity to better understand the ways in which we can work together to create something beautiful. I feel like I'm on a pageant right now. I'm like, oh my goodness. Everything's on the line. Nebraska's coming for me. I know she got a better score. Any other questions? What are you wondering about funding? Do you have any money? How those things are coming to be, or like into fruition, or funding resources, or yeah. I mean, I can sit down with you and we can chat and I can charge you my hourly rate. I'm just kidding. I think, funding is a really great question, and I'm happy that you brought that up. Nothing exists in a vacuum, and I believe in radical transparency. People Who Care is privately funded through myself, has been since day one, and I'm very, very happy about that. A few of the folks in that video that you saw, I disclosed in that gathering. Once I tricked them all to get into that video, basically just got them in a room and was like, we're gonna hang out and stuff. And I was like, actually, I'm gonna tell you about how I made this money this year and how I need to keep doing it if I wanna keep eating. And this is largely in part you doing your job, so help me out. And then all of the other projects, as I said, because of People Who Care, we work directly with nonprofits and grassroots initiatives. So one of my many jobs is working with my clients in the nonprofit sector to create budget and funding resources for the communities that I represent. So queer people, people of color, and femme-identified people. One thing that we constantly hear in nonprofit sectors, honestly, let's just call it business in general, is that people want to hire and create opportunities for more inclusive environments and more diversity, but there isn't either funding or they don't have the resources to reach people. So I act as a go-between, like a middle person, and I say, I need $75,000, and you are gonna hire these beautiful people that you would never have access to. And then they say, wow. And I'm like, I know. And then I go get coffee. And then there's also a lot of different, obviously, funding streams that, I would be happy to chat with you about that. I don't want to, give away all the juice. Yes, you would like 2 takeaways.
2 takeaways.
I love that. All right, for the girls. Thanks, Denasia. Thank you. So the statement in question, which is very important, is that we all, as individuals sitting in this room, have some type of privilege and power. And what are two takeaways that I would give to individuals that are sitting in these lovely seats at 9 a.m. in the morning to hear me talk about things? I think if I was to give one takeaway, it would be to realize what your privilege is and your power is. And if you are in any type of hiring position or decision-making space, that you do your due diligence when opportunities are presented to you to create space for individuals that do not look like you or have any of the similar experiences that you do. And I think to piggyback on that just for a second, every single person has some type of privilege and power, including myself, who lives on one of the three many different marginalized identities that are constantly attacked daily. I too have a privilege, right? I have an education, right? I have a business that is thriving. I have a community of people that support me. These are all things that contribute to me having power to make decisions in the world, okay? So that's one. And then two, I think if you are deeply invested in creating equitable solutions and dismantling the systems in which we currently reside in, you need to do more listening and less reacting to the things that cannot be changed. And what I mean by that is we live in a very hostile environment where it is very easy to call out things that aren't directly, again, in service to you or the people that you share identities with. And so it is up to us, again, going back to the privilege and power, to create opportunities where if you have a chance to listen to someone that doesn't have the same experience or the same identity as you, it shouldn't be rooted in an elevation of yourself, right? It shouldn't be a pat on the back, right? Like, you should be doing your service by creating a space for someone to share with you an experience that you would never have access to. And what you choose to do with that, right? Like, if you choose to share with other individuals, if you choose to keep that for yourself, that is completely in your own regard, but it is incredibly important, I think, to listen and to realize also where your privilege and power starts and begins. Yeah, those are two things. Privilege starts and begins, and listen. Yeah, listen, there we go. I had to unpack it because, people are like, privilege and power, what? I'm just like white, it's fine. Like, I didn't do anything. I have 3 black friends, Okay, yes, that is a great question. The question was, bye, Jeffrey, I'll see you later. In a month. The question was if I could make any recommendations to spaces or communities in Chicago that are leading the way or creating opportunities for genuine connection. Did I get that? Perfect. I had to say goodbye to Jeffrey, and she's a very close friend of mine. I think I have to answer that question with another question because I just want to make sure I answer it correctly. Do you mean in service of any specific community or just communities in general? Because are just the Chicago community or?
Chicago would be great. I just noticed a lot of people, including myself.
Yeah.
It's hard to make friends as an adult, right? Outside of college, everything's so easy and set up for you.
Well, because you have so many things going on. Bills to pay, maybe even a child and a lover, and it's just like a lot, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really great question that I want to also kind of research. I think for me personally, where I find a lot of my community is rooted in my identity. So as a queer girl from Cali, like I'm constantly looking for people that either share, again, my experience or my identity, or not, right? But I just want them to respect it. And so I'm completely open and I can get on with anyone. And I know that that also is a privilege. But when I think about you specifically asking this question, some communities that come to mind are, I think, rooted in some type of like social, like creative change. I know that one plug I would say is Reunion Chicago, just because I live there and I do a lot of community building every single day with my lovely partner in crime, Kristen Kaza. And another community I would say that has done a really great service to Chicago and creative folks is the Canvas community located in Wicker Park. They have really created a lot of opportunities for myself as well as other artists to and creatives to come together and not really like be rooted in like identities and experiences, but more so expression. And then the final community that I would recommend, because we're here and I think it's important to plug the things that are close to you, is Creative Mornings. I think there are so many opportunities. We gather here and there and sometimes over there every month, right? And so I think when seeking community, it's not just what event can I go to or what art gallery is being open, but what are the things and who are the people that are in my backyard? Sometimes they aren't that far, right? And I wish I had more communities. I feel like I'm in all the communities. I'm just like everywhere, just like walk outside. But I know it's more difficult than that. And I'm also like super California breeze, like what, we're not getting along? Okay, well then that's canceled. Like just gotta let it go. I hope that answers. We have time for one more question. Who's just like burning just to ask that last question? Sorry, this individual over here.
Sure.
Yeah, I can, definitely, but I'm not. But what I will do is I will give you tips to preserve yourself. I think the question was, if I can kind of just reframe it a little bit, was what are tips or advices you have in investing in opportunities that don't drain us, if you will. Is that something that, am I getting there?
Sure.
Sort of, okay, I'm just kind of reframing it because I think that this is a great opportunity to segue and leave us on a high note, feeling good, because like that question was gonna like bring us down. That was gonna bring us down. But I'd be more than happy to chat with you after. Ways in which, for myself speaking, personally, and I've been asked this 3 times in 15 different interviews this week, is what am I doing to avoid burnout, right? Which is kind of always on the same, in the same vein, right? Because burning out is rooted primarily in like hitting a wall. So the ways in which I somehow try to prevent that from happening and or focus somehow to deflect my energy from negative things and focus in on positive things is preventative care. The reason why the country and the world has such a problem is because they ain't working on them damn selves, okay? We're out here drained, tired, and then showing up and acting like that's gonna get somewhere. And so one thing that I hope I could leave you with is some type of opportunity, or creating some type of opportunity for yourself to listen to your body, whatever that is. For me, it means that one day a week, I don't talk to people. Like, I just don't talk to anyone. It's just like, I'm not here for you. It's me. And other days, it is booking a flight to somewhere random that I've never seen, never been, And other days, it is just going for a walk, right? Depending on what the access I have at that moment. And I think one thing that I hope I can leave you with and somehow inspire you is that if you do have an opportunity to listen to your body, it will tell you a lot, right? It will tell you exactly what you need and exactly where you should be investing your energy. And I think that that comes back to your question, which is, if you're focusing all of your energy on things that are negative and are not going to get any type of forward momentum, imagine if you took all of that energy and you put it not just in a community, not into some random abstract idea of like a utopic society, but actually yourself, right? Like if you put it and invest it in yourself and the ways in which you can create opportunities to thrive, right? Because you then move out of this idea of like surviving, right? Or like trying to get by. It's like, what am I doing to like get to the next thing, you know? Like, and hopefully in that process, you can bring someone up. Yeah? Cool. Well, thanks y'all, this has been fun.